All right, microphone today, just to keep me ready. It's like a bit of a prop because I have managed to get myself invited to an open mic night tonight. And one of the things that we practice with Modern Success, Jared, my mentor, he's arranged with one of Miami's best comedians to give us lessons basically on how to be funny. And stand up comedy is included in that. So when I went to Miami for the retreat recently, we were asked if we wanted to perform a little stand-up routine, and I immediately said yes. And as soon as I did, I was like, oh no, why did I do that to myself? But the reason why I did it to myself is because I want to challenge myself and I want to push myself into uncomfortable situations, especially where it's something like, I think of myself as pretty funny. Like, a lot of people find me funny, so why would I be shy at an opportunity to stand up there and make people laugh? But it's just the pressure of it being in that moment. Can you make people laugh? So tonight I have been invited to an open mic night, and I'm going to just practice my stand-up routine because I was feeling very nervous and I was like, what am I going to say? But I kind of practiced it with one of my friends, and it flowed a little bit already. So I'm just going to give it to you guys now, because if you can't make it to the open mic night, you might want to watch it. It could be funny. I'm going to incorporate some raps, so you get to see a few of my raps, probably for the first time because I haven't really published them before. This is mainly for me, but enjoy the show anyway. So, Alexa. No, Alexa. Alexa. Oh, Alexa, can you put a timer on for 10 minutes? Okay, whispered as well. Hey guys, all right, really cool to be here. Thanks, Gabby, for the invite. And I wasn't expecting to be in a stand-up sort of performance when I initially met Gabby. What I thought was just me taking a joke, and I saw somebody like basically rapping. They were busking on the streets in South Kensington outside the station, and I was like, "Give me the mic, bro! Like, let me do a track." And he was like, "All right, calm. Like, are you good?" And I was like, "I'm all right. I'm all right." And he was like, "Cool. Like, have a track." Gives me the mic. And Gabby will remember, like, after a while, he got a bit frustrated. He like took the mic off me. He was like, "Give me the mic back, bro." But until then, it went well. Like, he gave me the mic. I did a track, and I shouldn't be surprised. Actually, my rap career has kind of started on the streets. I remember how I initially got introduced to writing music, which was back in 2022, and I was walking along Oxford Street. I used to live nearby the British Museum, near Russell Square sort of area, and my gym was over in Marble Arch, and I met some girl down in the jacuzzi, in the sauna, and I asked her out, and she said, "Yeah, like we should definitely hang out." So I planned this date, and uh, back then I had just kind of like, I was a bit frustrated with dating. Like, I know a lot of you like are frustrated with dating, especially in London. Like, you guys know what I mean. It's hard. It's rough out here. But basically, this girl, she stood me up. She kind of like let me know just on the day, like, oh, by the way, I can't make it. No reason, no excuse, just like couldn't come. So I was like, fine. And that's fine. But I had a new rule, which I just started implementing. And now it's become like a core rule of my dating. And also, I'm a dating coach as well, by the way. So I actually teach this rule now. And what it is that if you plan a date, it must be a date that you actually want to go on yourself. So that if anything happens, like you get stood up or like plans change, like you're actually still excited to do that thing regardless. There's so much that potential that could happen. Like the things that can unfold from you just going ahead and doing the date without her, or maybe just inviting somebody else. Or it's just like kind of rule that I decided that I wasn't going to plan dates that I wouldn't be up for, even if it was just by myself. So I went to go and get my slice of milk cake at this cake shop down by Marble Arch. I was walking back frustrated and like, upset. And I was like, like this girl, I liked her, whatever. It's just like, just upset, it's normal feelings of rejection. And I get halfway down Oxford Street on my way home, and there's this dude rapping in the corner. It's nighttime, it's dark. He's on Oxford Street. He's got a big speaker with him. He's just rapping. And I was like, okay, I listened to some music because like I'm feeling pretty down. Like, I could listen for a minute. So I stop, I cross the road, I go over to him, and I realize that the music's like not in English at all. So I was like, bro, like, I don't know what you said, but honestly, that was fire. And he was like, oh, thanks, man. Like, it's in Romanian. He's Romanian. So he was kind of like writing his lyrics in Romanian. We ended up chatting, like, I think we went to Burger King. Next couple of days that we met for coffee, sat in the park, and he was like, bro, do you want to learn how to write rap? And I was like, yeah, like, that's a really good idea. So then he teaches me. Next few days, like, we're becoming like really good friends. Like, now we're besties. You know, he's in Stoke right now. He's just got through to the semi-finals of Romania's Got Talent after getting he didn't make it through the last 2 years, but this time he's got through. I'm gonna go out for the semi-finals. They're flying us out, and there's like a 5-star hotel for us. So I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, that's him. That's just how I got introduced to rap. But it was on the streets then as well. So I shouldn't be too surprised that like the streets is where I'm supposed to be rapping. But here I am, you know, in this open mic night, and like, well done to all the other artists. They've been amazing so far. But what I wanted to talk to you about was my tracks. I've got like basically. I've been trying to produce tracks that overlap with my business so that I can teach dating coaching philosophies through my music. Because when I talk to people and I make TikToks and reels and all that kind of stuff, like nobody really listens. But when it's on the beat, I like it because like people almost like to sing along. They're like, yo, like they're singing all this stuff like about mindfulness and like healing, and they don't even know that they're like learning and absorbing all this stuff. So it's kind of like my new thing is to just write raps that teach people dating coaching. And I was speaking to my cousin. She's a really close cousin of mine. She's very sweet. She lives in Canada, in Toronto. And I was basically talking to her about one of the guys that she met, and she was like, oh, I don't know what happened. Like, I'm so confused. Like, it's all over the place. She was like, it's been 21 days. We had such an intense connection. I really felt like it was great, and like everything was on track. And he was saying how much he cared about me and loved me, and I really like I felt for him. And then all of a sudden it disappeared. Like, where did it go? And I was like, oh, listen, like, you know, I think you've been love bombed. And she was like, what is love bombing? Like, I have never heard of love bomb. So who here in the audience actually, like, let's show of hands, like quickly, who has been love bombed in the past? And yeah, just who's been experienced that? Like, who's been on the receiving end of that? Okay, I can see like quite a few hands up in the audience. Like, I know what it's like. Another question to the audience, like, who's never heard of love bombing? Like, who literally doesn't even know what it is? Okay, less people don't know what it is, but you know, the problem with not knowing what it is that like you're an easy target, and so you should definitely learn what it is. And that's why I wrote this song, because I wanted people to know what it is, because my cousin didn't know. She was like very confused, and if you're confused by it, like sometimes when you just know that this is love bombing, then you can be like, oh cool, like figured it out. Like I was under an illusion. And when you listen to the track, like what I want you to recognize is that like the first 2 verses are written from the perspective of the victim. So it's like, why did this happen to me? And like, how did this happen to me again? You know, that kind of like sad sob story. But the 3rd verse is from the perspective of the perpetrator, because normally when it comes to love bombing, and these ones that put their hands up first, like they all know that it takes 2 to tango. And like, there's a part of the victim that encouraged or allowed the love bombing, because you know, they're a little bit of a love bomber themselves. Like, basically, it takes 2 people to get into a love bombing situation. And like, and I totally get it. It's like, you know, I've been a love bomber myself. I've been at the receiving end of being love bombed, and I've been the perpetrator of being a love bomber. Like, I totally get it. It's like, you know, of course they would like me this much. Of course, like, they would love me. Of course, they're obsessed with me. Like, stranger who I just met. Finally, I'm getting the recognition that I deserve. You know, like, finally, people are really seeing the true me without me having to show them for weeks and months at a time. Like, all of these people who are like, I just don't know you well enough. It's like, I told them I was this good. And now this person, they see me. So, you know, there's a bit of truth there that this love bombing stuff is, it's just like, it's what you want and what you invite, and like a lot of us are seeking that. So that's why I wrote the verse from the perspective of the perpetrator. And the hook's kind of easy, the hook's kind of fun. So if you want to sing along, like, feel free. The lyrics go like this: it only feels so hard because it's never felt this good. You came and now you're gone. It's just a love bomb. I know it felt like heart, but the fishing rod allures got caught up in your net. It's just a love bomb. If you want to just go, it's just a love bomb, that'd be really awesome. But Gabby, if you don't mind, just can you hit the first track? This one's called Love Bomb. So I hope you like it. Yeah, just wrote this track to teach you guys, keep you out of trouble. All right, let's go. Finding out the truth, there's no rules, this game is ruthless. I didn't think you'd do this. I'm alone and going through this. Back out to the cold, I needed somebody to hold. Shit's already packed and at the door. You didn't stop even to fold. They were ready to go, so go, what you had is gone. This time your search was done. Should have capped this one at fun, but they gave you what you lacked. Like the needle in the stack, found your peace and light on in the black, or the cold one from the back. Back out in the desert, this one's just another mirage. Rub your eyes, it's gone. I know the hurt, it needs to triage the underlying issues. Too much lying over issues. Your outline in my sheets underlines that I still miss you. It's just a love bomb. It only feels so hard, cause it's never felt this good. Came and now you're gone, it's just a love bomb. I know it felt like heart, but the fishing rod allures got caught up in your net. It's just a love bomb. It only feels so hard, cause it's never felt this good. You came and now you're gone, it's just a love bomb. I know it felt like heart, but the fishing rod allures got caught up in your net. Straw that broke the camel's back that should have turned to gold. Cooked up the sugar long enough. The bubbles and sparkles are gone, the caramel is black. Now the surface starts to crack. It'll never be the same, you just get another pan. Got to take the risk, but I'm bristly from listening to false wishes. Still watching the glisten in the crystals of the ice risen. In my prison, felt you wipe your feet on the way out. Complete division, if it's too good to be true. You ignored a bunch of clues, and you let them in too soon. Now you got nothing left to lose. Might as well just play the same. Pleading innocent in vain, only friction lights the match. Now it's all gone up in flames, it's just a love bomb. It only feels so hard, cause it's never felt this good. You came and now you're gone, it's just a love bomb. You know it felt like heart, but the fishing rod allures got caught up in your net. It's just a love bomb. And only feels so hard, cause it's never felt this good. You came and now you're gone, it's just a love bomb. It only felt like heart, but the fishing rod allures got caught up in your net. It's not too much to ask to show me total obsession. I want someone who wants to bask there in all of my presence, and we both can overdose, still we won't learn our lesson. It was never meant to last, romance without a connection. Wasn't personal about you, just add you to the collection. Pinned up broken hearts to mask my empty reflection. Proved I'm up to the task, enough to make an impression. Can't help leaving my mark where cement is temptation, is just a love bomb. It only feels so hard, cause it's never felt this good. You came and now you're gone, it's just a love bomb. And know it felt like heart, but the fishing rod allures got caught up in your net. It's just a love bomb. It only feels so hard, cause it's never felt this good. You came and now you're gone, it's just a love bomb. I know it felt like heart, but the fishing rod allures got caught up in your net. Awesome. Thanks, Gabby. That was amazing. Thank you for that. So, listen, guys, love that you guys had the big energy for me. That was awesome. I know that we're running short on time, so I'm just gonna, skip through some of the other chit chat here. I want to tell a little bit of a story because the next track's really important. It's part of the dating coaching is to, teach their philosophies, but also in the next track for you, I've got cheat codes. So when I went through my divorce, I was a bit down, and I wanted to learn how to connect with people. I wanted to learn how to make friends, but also meet women and start to level up my dating, which is part of what makes me such a good dating coach is that I went backpacking around the world and I started in France. So this is the first track that I ever wrote, but it's changed a lot since I first wrote it. I've changed the beat and stuff. And does anybody here speak French? Okay. One or two of you speak French. That's cool because you're going to like some of the lyrics, and some of the lyrics you're going to understand and the others won't, but it's nice. It's this is the cheat code of how to chat to girls in France. When you go to Paris, you can basically just meet girls using the lyrics in this track. And for the rest of you, basically, you don't know what might not know what some of the words mean, but maybe if you two can help, like, what does salop mont don ma voiture mean? Like, how is my accent basically? Like, salop mont don ma voiture, and yeah, like, basically, for those of you who don't know, salop mont don ma voiture means bitch, get in my car. Salop is bitch, and mont don ma don salop mont don ma voiture is to get in my car. So ma voiture, my car, bitch, get in my car. And the joke is that, like, I don't speak enough French to be able to flirt with these girls. So it's just like when the conversation gets to like a bit of a stalling halt, I'm just gonna be like, just get in the car, bitch, like, and see if it makes her laugh. So hope you like the track. Like, this one's like my rough, like, gangster track. This one's the cool one that everybody's like, oh, your beats are hard, you know, like, they're not. But this is the track that the real ones appreciate. So let's, Gabby, if you don't mind, just can you play the next track? This one's called Paris Freestyle. To be honest, I haven't really got a name for it, but Paris Freestyle is what we've got at the moment. But hope you like it. Yeah, got to get into the gangster mode, you know. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Check out Hostel World, checking train to Paris where I'm heading, separating chat from wheat, but some of you just can't get it. Treat a pussy like my passport, I put my stamp on it. Go ahead, bouncing up and down like Marie Antoinette. Now our frequencies are perfectly in tune. Went from Paris eating macaroons to flirting in the room, applying what I've learned from Ruben. Then I built wingtips, now I'm giving all the tips I've learned out to the crew. Met this girl in Paris on the Champs-Élysées. Riz her up in French, make it look so easy. She's the Mona Lisa like I'm in the musée. This one's rare, just how I like my filet. I got no pickup lines, I stay on the grind. I tell the hoes all the time, salop mont don ma voiture. I got no pickup lines, I stay on the grind. I tell the hoes all the time, salop mont don ma voiture. It's rough, disrespectful, sounds toxic to me. That's what makes it cool and why it sounds gang on the beat. I'm not street, I'm not thug. J'habite à Paris, I tell pretty French girls, enchanté ma chérie. Can I speak in English? You say you don't understand me. How is my accent? J'ai vécu tout sous ma beat. I know I don't speak the language, but we should be friends. You're out with your girls, and they're all 10. She's a 4 where she comes from, but she ain't from London. She's thinking she's so average, she's not even fronting. That smile, that hair, that summer dress, you rocking that red makes your eyes pop. You live rent free in my head. Book that private room, sneak you back to the hostel. Bonjour, madame, ça va? Yeah, comme si, comme ça, me too. You look nervous to start with. Frozen, icy, hit the melting point. Frozen to spicy, slit in my brow. You thought you spoke to a villain, then you heard me speak my French. He ain't no Parisian, I got no pickup lines. I stay on the grind, I tell the hoes all the time. Salop mont don ma voiture, I got no pickup lines. I stay on the grind, I tell the hoes all the time. Salop mont don ma voiture, I'm feeling très bien. Je m'appelle Rupin, and when I run out of French, that's when my small talk ends. We at the end of the line. Ask me in French this time. Google translating each rhyme. Je ne te comprends pas. Against this language barrier like I'm wearing protection. I'm trying to connect to you, just show you affection. There's nothing left for us to say when speech is just getting us stuck. Hop in here right next to me. We won't be talking when we fuck. International lovers now. Eurostar to keep it hot. Tell me what your hobbies are. J'ai joué au foot. Let's go bury more than this dead conversation. Je suis allé back to the maison. It's that time of night. Paris sleeps peacefully, the Eiffel Tower lit up. Drinks on the balcony, huh? Whisper something in my ear, trying to work out what you said. You walk away, I turn around, you're naked, laying on the bed, no pick up. I say hoes all the time. Salop mont don ma voiture, yeah, my wife, more likely just for the night. Arrivals holding her sign at the Gare. No, I got no pickup lines. I stay on the grind. I tell the hoes all the time. Salop mont don ma voiture. Think I'll drive roof down, I'm feeling alive. Cause when I say it's time, salop mont don ma voiture. Bitch, get in. So yeah, I mean, like, I don't recommend that you open with that, but you might get a laugh. Might get a laugh. Like, what do you think of the Sis my beat part? Yeah, they liked it. They liked it. It's charming and funny. It's like he tries to speak French and say something rude, but it's just a joke. And I hope you guys enjoyed it because I try to integrate my business, like I said, like. and performing my raps. Like, I would say this is day one of my rap career, because like I've not performed like this before. So really appreciate like how warmly received this has been. But it's kind of like when you make art but you don't show anybody because you're nervous, or because you don't feel like it's ready, then it's just all this like untapped potential inside you, and nobody cares if like your first stuff is not that good. But that it just becomes this building block, like people that believe in you and saw you from the beginning, like your day ones, like Gabby believed in me from the start. It's like all of these people who get to hear your journey and your development. Like, that's the beauty of sharing your art, whether you're amazing or ready or competent. It's all about just doing it. And that's kind of what I teach the guys, to just be a more interesting person and to not shy away from moments where you put it all on the line and you risk it, because you never know what's going to unfold. Like, you just don't know what the kinds of connections that it might bring to you. You don't know how beautiful your life can be if you are bold and you face the discomfort willingly. So I would actually love to hang out with all of you guys again. I've got loads of events coming up. Got the Cold Approach workshop in Borough Market on Sunday the 1st. I've got my first Kundalini meditation on the 12th. On the 13th, I've got my art event. So it's just another form of like producing art and creativity. If you'd like to come to that. And I've got a sponsored run on the 15th to end human trafficking and modern slavery. So loads of stuff going on in the next 2 weeks. I'm a bit busy preparing for that, but I thought I'd just come out here and maybe just like shamelessly plug the events. But I'm pleased to have done well. That performance went all right, like it wasn't quite as shit as I thought, as I was worried it might be. So listen, my time's way over, so thanks so much. I'm gonna just sign off, like not drop the mic, but listen, Gabby, thanks so much. Guys, you're amazing. Love you all. Peace. All right, fuck. Even like I'm in my own space right now, it's fucking nerve-wracking just imagining, like, are people gonna laugh, or are they gonna like it, or are they just gonna be like, rah? I don't know. It's weird, but I'm gonna do it anyway. That's the point, isn't it? I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna face my fear. I'm gonna listen to my own words at the end there, and hopefully you enjoyed the show right now, because I'm just about to go out and perform. And see you later. Oh, no, I'll definitely show you. Like, if I've got another recording of it later, you can compare and see what the difference is. Because I'm going no script, just making it up, and I know what I want to say, but just gotta flow with it. And I did that when I did my stand up in Miami as well. And then I sat down and I was like, fuck, like I forgot to say this and I forgot to say this. It was really annoying, because I had quite a few jokes, and actually, it's on my phone right now. It's on the notes. But yeah, I was basically saying that, like, when you go to a workshop and you're thinking to yourself, like, oh, I really want to arrive in the right mind space, but you get forced into the moment of like your test. Your test comes early to see if you're actually in the right mind space for the workshop or not. And I got my test early on the way to Nashville, so I like basically saw this beautiful girl sitting on she was waiting for the plane. Turned out to be the same plane as me. Gorgeous. I was like, definitely some American girl. Like, she looks a bit stush. Like, I'm not going to be able to connect with her. It's like, just walked past her and sat down. Then I was sitting on the flight 6 hours, just like listening to this beat, like writing a track, and I was like just writing about her and how, like, because then she ended up like just one space in front of me getting onto the plane as well, and then some old dude like got in between. But she had a nice ass, so I was like, oh, I was just nervous and didn't make that move. So anyway, I was writing the track, and in the track I'm like, oh, I'm stopping in JFK. I've only got 3 hours. If I see it, I'ma riz it. And then I just bump straight into her at JFK, and she's like standing there. I'm like, hey. And she's like, hey. And I'm like, you on the flight with me? And she's like, yeah, oh, cool. Like from London. I was like, yeah. And I was like, where are you going next? She's like, Nashville. So I'm like, amazing. Like, let's go wait for the flight together. And then we spoke for like 20 minutes, and then I was like, by the way, like, I kind of wrote a track about you. And she was like, what? She was like, okay, that's kind of cool, but like still really weird. And then I was like, tell me what you think of the bars. And she loved one of the bars, because that I was like, I was talking about her ass and in the track, and I was like, "There's no checked bags, but she carries extra luggage." And she's like, "Oh, that's actually a bit of a bar." And then we sat down, and she helped me with come up with the chorus. So her name's Catherine, and I was like, she saves her name with a little K and it's spelled with a Y. So I was like, Catherine, Catherine, little K and with the Y. But I was like, oh, like K and Y are kind of like they're letters, but they're also words, and they're kind of like sentence, and you could make them like a question. So I was like, Catherine, Catherine, little K and with the Y, and then she was like, "Ooh, what about if it was like she just says a she asked me to come over. I'm not asking why." So then I was like, yeah, cool. Like she came up with that lyrics. I was like, bang it in there. Awesome. Catherine, Catherine, little Kane with the Y. She asked me to come over. I'm not asking why. Catherine, Catherine, little Kane with the Y. She just says, okay. She's never asking why. So I just tried to put like the two together, make it rhyme. And then, yeah, so like, yeah, I mean, when I got to America, it was a totally different story because like I don't have to do anything. Like I just show up and I'm speaking in like an English accent, and all of a sudden these guys are like, "Oh my god, you're from England," and they're like, I went to go and practice dating, right? I went to go and practice like Riz, and I went to learn some stuff, and like I come back from my trip, and I'm like, did I learn anything, or did the girls just like already have an obsession about me before I even started? So yeah, I went to Miami for the second trip, and same thing happened. Like a lot of girls are just like, "Ooh, the accent is plenty." They're like, "Oh my god, are you English? Say water, say." They're like, "Say water." I'm like, "Water," and they're like, "Oh, bottle of water." Like bottle of water. So yeah, that's how my like practice is going. I'm just like not even able to learn anything because like girls are just all over me as soon as I get there. Say the word water, and and that does it. But the last time that I went to Miami, I actually rented a Mustang convertible, and I was like, yeah, like living my American dream. And I was like, hey, by the way, like Dale, for example, I was like, Dale, like, bro, man, I rented a Mustang, it's convertible. And he's like, so, like, good for you. I go to Jared, I'm like, hey, I just ticked off one of my dreams. I rented a Mustang. He's like, what are you talking about? It's like a daily occurrence for us. Like, why are you so gassed about that? I was like, fuck, like, can't even be too excited about this Mustang thing. But I am like, that was a dream that I ticked off, and yeah, I'm pleased that I did it. I'll definitely do that again next time I go. Shout out Nate when we go to Fort Lauderdale. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you again. And then yeah, I think I had another joke, but see, like this thing is with stand up is like, how do you remember all these jokes? They're like, you just have to flow with it. You just have to let the next bit of the joke come through. So yeah, well, that was my two stand-up routines. Kind of practiced. I definitely won't have time for a lot. Like the timer went off after the in the middle of the first track. I need to kind of rush and tell the first story quickly. I don't even know how long that was, but I'll check on the phone in a second. Anyway, thanks. Thanks. Feel better for practicing. I feel way better. It's a good thing. All right. Wish me luck.